Welcome to our Summer SIAL special bonus episodes of the Food Professor podcast, presented by Cattle.
As the official podcast for the SIAL Food Innovation Show this year in Montreal, Sylvain and I had the opportunity to interview the leading thought leaders, brands, and makers in the food industry. As the saying goes, these are their stories. On this episode, Sylvain and I sit down with one of our favorite repeat guests, a food industry professional who has forgotten more than we'll ever know about the fascinating and complex world of cheese, Gurth. We talk about the innovations happening in the world of cheese and the challenges facing Canadian retailers of bringing that innovation to market across the nation. Gurth, welcome to the Food Professor podcast. It, for me, is not SIAL until you're on the mic in front of us because, our relationship together, the three of us, goes back to the first SIAL here in Montreal. And now you're wonderful.
It's a lot more space.
It's a lot
as compared to last time. The first one, it was like a little.
Well, you know what? You should have brought all your cheese with you so we can taste.
Okay, but on that perspective, things have changed a little bit here for SIAL. So
talk about it.
For basically, in the past, it was all about SIAL cheese, but we decided to expand it to being SIAL dairy. So talking about also the other dairy products. So today we had a wonderful presentation that I coordinated regarding ethnic dairy products. Because,
I must say, as you're talking, I just realized that branding change.
Yep.
I never occurred to me until you just said it. Of course, yes, dairy.
Yep.
The focus is dairy and not just
we
cheese.
We had crema, we had tzatziki, we had halloumi, we had Middle Eastern style cheese created for the Middle Eastern communities here originally in Quebec. And then we had Latin American dairy products made again by a family who emigrated from Colombia to Quebec and said, well, we can't find our cheese. Well, why don't we start making it? And there we go.
Right.
And then we had a wonderful presentation later this afternoon on innovative dairy marketing and products. Have you ever heard of the Dairy Distillery?
No.
So,
yes, I have.
Omid McDonald from Almont, Ontario, makes a vodka.
Near Ottawa.
Near Ottawa, makes a vodka from lactose.
Yep.
What kind of alchemy is that? How does that happen?
Well, he's an entrepreneur, a little bit crazy guy, and decided, hey, I want to start up a distillery. And
actually, and some of his posts are pretty darn funny, actually.
To the point where, hold on, he now makes flavored cream vodkas.
That would be great. Let me see this. Okay, so let me describe this.
I just brought out a sample bottle. That's which one's that?
Key lime cream liquor.
Yep.
Vodka with a K.
And the bottle looks like an old milk bottle.
Almonte, Ontario.
Yep.
So actually, it's close to Ottawa.
And it's lactose free. And I was thinking,
and it's made out of lactose.
Yeah.
It's like straw to gold, this thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't know if you have some little cups. We could sample it around and talk about it. But again, it's all about innovation on how to other dairy products. Like there's the Enner cheese, which is a wonderful cheese snack. It's a dried cheese and made in Nelson, British Columbia. And he says he goes through 20,000 kilos of cheddar curds a month. And dries it. A great product, shelf stable, and as it's cheese, it's considered a food. It's not taxed because it's not a snack.
Now, let me ask you this: you're a retailer.
Yes.
In addition to being somebody who's forgotten more about cheese than I'll ever know, you are a retailer. I love your store. Where's your
Lakeview Cheese Galore, South End, Mississauga on Lakeshore Road.
I'm a frequent patron. Now,
you make me hungry every time you come in and say, I need some cheese to cook on this beautiful piece of meat. Like,
I just got
and
some.
You show me the videos, food porn.
I have to show you the video I did with the blue cheese you gave me on this giant tomahawk cowboy steak. Turned out wonderful. Anyway, my point there is, I want to talk about innovation because as I've said a couple of times, like last year's winner of the overall SIAL Innovation Show was out of business in 6 months. So I see very innovative product And in some ways it goes small and niche. Sometimes that's called ethnic. Sometimes it works in ethnic markets. As you as a retailer, like you've got to figure out, you don't have endless aisles in your store. Nope. You've got to make some decisions about what you're going to carry and what you're not going to carry. And some of that is what your customers are asking for, and some of it is what you think they would love.
Yeah.
But when you see innovative product like this, what's your lens? How do you perceive it, and do you see the opportunity?
So this is myself first talking as a former chef.
Okay.
It's always about the taste. I always want to taste the product and hear the story behind it. Because you as a consumer, you're not going to remember, well, it's made this way and that way and that way. You're going to remember, A, the name, vodka, and secondly, that, it's a unique product made out of, well, it's an environmentally friendly dairy product because they're using lactose, which is a byproduct of making cheese. Like, you can only eat so much ricotta. Yeah. So what else, which is made from the whey, what are you going to use that lactose to make into? And this man decided, okay, I'm going to do that. So I decided, okay, I like the story. Show me the price. If I think it's reasonable, and also the transportation costs, then I say, okay, I'll bring in a case or two, and then start really doing the promotion, to talk about it, to do it, take photographs, post it on the internet, maybe do a video, social media, exactly.
Yeah. Maybe do you ever call up your clients? I mean, you've got a great email. Just say, hey, I got a new product. Stop in and give it a try.
Yep.
And is that?
And then also the other thing too, when I'm dealing with a new supplier, is I always ask them, are you willing and ready to do demos? Tasting. My mantra in my store is tasting is believing. How else are you going to
support the market?
Exactly, because if it's a brand new product that you don't know, are you just going to buy it? Ooh, it's vodka, liqueur. But if you sample it, and also that the manufacturer gives you ideas on how to use it or cook with it.
Am I crazy to think that this is a perfect solution for making a vodka cream pasta?
I'd be willing to. Yeah, but it's key lime.
Okay, not the key lime
part.
part.
Not the key lime, but they do have.
I guess
he does have a coffee flavored, and I'm trying to remember what the other flavor. Oh, an eggnog, and the eggnog was really good.
All right, give me ideas. All right, so basically, you want to work with people who basically want to work with you.
Yep.
Don't get ahead of their skis too much in innovation. I mean, there's some stuff that's so innovative, the market is so small. You're trying to find that sweet spot, right? Let's. And before I throw it back to Sylvain, let me ask you about. Let's get back to SIAL for a second.
Sure.
So in prior years, there's been a competition for cheese.
Yep, which we're going to be doing that next year
back in
Toronto.
Okay. This year, and I met the wonderful woman yesterday. I met her yesterday. It didn't work out that we'd get her on the mic this time, but she is the winner of the inaugural cheesemonger competition. So this was established by my good colleague Yannick Hakim from Fromage Yannick here in the Montreal region. It was a competition to choose the Canadian candidate to participate at the French cheesemonger competition at Le Mondial des Fromages in Tours.
Okay.
And there's 4...
And when is that?
That'll be in 2025.
Oh.
So Amélie has a year to prepare for herself.
Okay.
Because there's 9 different challenges that she has to complete in one day.
Oh.
Here at SIAL...
It's like the Olympics of cheese.
The Olympics of being a cheesemonger.
Like the decathlon.
Okay. Like exactly. Or the pentathlon, or whichever's got the most amount of
Could you give us a couple of events that she would have to do?
Well, so the ones that she had to do here, she had to create a cheese platter according to a theme, which was the cities of the world. Okay. So she had to somehow incorporate that theme.
Did she know ahead of time?
Oh, she knew ahead of time.
Okay.
She had to have 20 different cheese on her platter, of which a certain amount were cow, goat, sheep, and water buffalo milk. And also cheese that were European-based AOP or DOP cheese, which is all about the certification system regarding traditional European food products. She had to have the cheese identified with a little a name tag, so people knew what cheese they were. We, as members of the jury, as a jury member, were also judging her on how clean her workstation was, how well she was using her tools, her equipment, how well she was cutting. Like she had created as part of her presentation,
imagine, yeah.
she created a nookshuk as part of her. So the traditional Inuit standing man made out of stones.
Showing people the way.
Made out of goat cheese. But she had a challenge though. As it was warm here, the goat cheese started to soften. So she had to keep moving it back into place kind of thing.
Right.
So that was challenge number 1. Challenge number 2 was to show her knowledge and skill, her vocabulary of describing the cheese to consumers, to making them want to buy it.
Not to experts.
Not to experts, yeah, to consumers. Challenge number 3 is they had to do a blind taste test of 5 different AOP cheese and identify them by name, by type of milk, by country
like
or region.
Sommelier,
exactly.
Or Scotch tasting or Scotch nosing even, right?
Exactly.
And I'm trying to remember what the 4th one was.
But they're all in the line of these interesting challenges.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful it's a wonderful concept.
Absolutely.
You know, when I first heard it, I didn't connect it, and then I started thinking about it, and I chatted with her, and your articulation is so helpful. It's like, I'm going to present cheese in a certain way. Here you've got your choice, but I guess you've got to make.
Yeah, they had each of the 5 contestants had their own choice of cheese, but certain amount had to be specifically of European denomination. So, you know, we saw some wonderful Parmigiano Reggiano. That's a DOP cheese. We had some Tête de Moine coming from Switzerland, some Gruyere, you know. But then you suddenly saw, oh, I recognize that cheese. There's that Ontario goat cheese with ash in it. You know, some other people may not recognize that cheese. Or, you know, it was fascinating seeing what they created. One of the contestants created a version of the CN Tower out of cheese. And the thing, too, is that the platter could only be 60 centimeters by 60 centimeters by 60 centimeters. And we actually measured to make sure it didn't go too tall. Or they might have lost points.
That's funny.
So
I guess sticking to the SIAL theme here. So you've been here a couple of days. You've been at SIAL many years. Any things that really stuck out at you for SIAL 2024 in Montreal? Things that are new that surprised you?
I'll say this. It's big. It's now on 2 floors.
Yeah.
And like saying, oh my gosh, I got to go up to the 5th floor to go see everyone up there too.
Yeah.
So that, yes.
And by the way, upstairs it smells really good. There's lots of cooking going on. And a singing chef. Did you hear that?
No, I didn't hear that.
Italian, there's an Italian booth.
Okay.
And his voice resonates
Singing
everywhere.
Opera.
Oh, it's so beautiful. I mean, the 2nd floor is the party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely there's a lot more booths. There's all the different experts. There's definitely, one thing that I'm really happy to discover more about is the country of honor this year is Morocco.
Yeah.
Because, you know, they're right beside us.
Yeah.
I've always been curious of wanting to go to Morocco and experience more of their food.
I interviewed the
ambassador.
The ambassador.
Oh, yeah.
And I was saying, tell me about your countries. You know, just talking about how it's this amalgamation of everything from, you know, it's a little bit African, it's Mediterranean, it's Arabic, it's all these kind of cultures put together, and of course cultures represent themselves in food. It sounds like would you come out of here, walking out of here, as you drive back to,
back to Toronto.
As you drive back to Toronto, Are you more optimistic than when you came? Are you more excited about the industry before you got here?
Well,
I'm trying to take your temperature.
I am excited because I discovered some amazing food companies that I'm very interested in the possibility of carrying their products at my store.
Oh, okay. How many products do you carry at your store right now?
I don't know. Quite a bit.
Yeah, quite a bit.
Quite a bit.
For a small store,
and it specializes mostly in Canadian food products.
Okay.
So unfortunately, I won't have the vodka because I don't have my liquor license. But, you know, there's some wonderful ginger beers I tasted, some wonderful chocolates, some spice mixtures, some hot sauces. I was hoping to try and find maybe some good charcuterie, some good dried sausage.
Oh, there is some down.
Actually, Sawbridge.
But the challenge, though, is, and I saw Sawbridge. I didn't have a chance to go see them.
Man.
Are they
So
federally
good.
licensed? And I know we've talked about this in the past. Like, that's our greatest challenge in our beautiful country.
He was talking about expanding out of Quebec.
You know,
they were.
Are they federally certified, licensed, so that they can sell outside of their home province? Because I wanted to bring in some products from Quebec, called up the company, said we'd love to sell to you, but we're not allowed to.
Yeah.
Because we're only provincial. Like, same thing for cheese.
Well,
that's a whole other conversation.
Just go there, beg for a couple, and then bring it home.
Okay, I will. Yeah, or bring it back so we can all enjoy it right here.
Yeah, exactly.
So. Last question for me, and then I'll pass the mic back to Sylvain to bring us home. Looking, what are you most excited about? Most innovative product? You wrote the book literally on cheese. So, what should our listeners be looking for, and what are the trends?
Oh boy, regarding cheese.
Yep.
Okay. Trends that are coming up.
You're still not a fan, I'm assuming, of...
don't go there.
Okay.
Don't go there. You remember from last year. No, don't go there.
All right.
It's not cheese.
All right.
I believe there's a place...
What about remilk cheese? Not plant-based. Remilk.
What's remilk cheese?
We had a guest on our show.
Lab-grown.
Lab-grown, but it's registered...
It just got approved by Health Canada.
He's had the cream cheese. You've had the cream cheese, right?
Okay.
It's not plant-based.
No. But it's lab-based.
Lab-based, but scalable, and it's...
They recreate the same cells, the same...
Okay.
It's so much dairy, they have to put dairy on the packaging because it's an allergen.
Oh.
Yeah. So
I'd be curious to taste it and find out.
All right.
So, it's very interesting.
Yeah, because I've known about, re-meat, lab-grown meat, but I did not know about milk.
Yeah.
You must have missed that episode because I know you usually listen to all our episodes.
Yeah, I know. Other trends, coming up, I think, like I was recently in Wisconsin judging cheese there, some unique flavorings added to cheese. I was talking to one cheesemaker, said it'd be great if you could maybe rub or soak a cheese in maybe in chai. I think that'd be quite interesting. I met one company that it's a spice company. And why not do more unique regional flavored cheese? Right. So I think, the trend is more regional, more unique creations. Like, there's a company here that makes a lobster oil. Have that on cheese.
I remember them from last year. And they actually got a couple of listings. I saw them at Longer. It's a very unique, it's a very in-your-face unique product.
And that's where it's great, just walking the show and just being open-minded and discovering and having fun.
Listen, always a pleasure to have you on our podcast.
Mon plaisir. Always happy to be here.
Makes us want to buy more cheese.
Yeah.
The world is a better place with cheese.
Makes us smile.
Absolutely.
Say cheese.
So thank you so much for joining us again this year.
My pleasure, gentlemen. Right. Cheers.
Thanks for tuning in to our summer SIAL bonus interview series. Michael and I will be back live on the microphone together in late August. I'm the food professor, Sylvain Charlebois.
And I'm Michael LeBlanc, media entrepreneur, consumer growth consultant, and keynote speaker. Safe travels, everyone. See you back in August.